Right now, it's a scary time to be a software engineer or looking for a job as a software engineer. With AI coding tools improving rampantly and so much discourse about software engineers being replaced, it's hard not to feel some level of anxiety about everything that's going on in the industry. As an AI infrastructure engineer at Meta, I spend my days completely surrounded by the AI transformation. And that's why in this video, I'm going to be sharing my opinions and my plan for surviving and excelling during the AI era. First things first, is AI actually capable of replacing software engineers? There's a lot of debate online over whether AI can actually replace what software engineers do. However, as somebody who uses AI coding tools every single day, I can personally say that yes, I definitely think AI can replace at least some aspects of software engineering. I have personally seen at least a 5 times productivity improvement from using the AI tooling. The fact of the matter is that AI is just better at writing and reading code than humans are. And as a result, the bottleneck of software engineering has shifted away from writing code and more towards things like reviewing code and system design. Just by myself, I can work on multiple systems in parallel, and I can write over 1,000 lines of well-reviewed code every single day. By this math alone, we will not need as many engineers to build at the pace we're currently building at. There are some opposing forces that might help reduce the number of engineering roles that we see decline. One example is that now that AI has made things cheaper to build, we will build more things which will require more people to build those things. So even though we're building more efficiently, the net output will surpass the efficiency gains saved from AI. But we probably will see the number of software engineering roles dip a little bit, or maybe even just taper off compared to the growth trajectory it's been on over the past decade. Now, with all that said, I actually do think that software engineers are relatively well positioned to succeed. That might sound totally crazy after everything I just said, but hear me out. Firstly, AI replacing engineers feels a lot scarier than it actually is because when it comes to AI taking over roles, we primarily talk about software engineering. The reason for this is that AI companies want to integrate AI into the coding workflow before anything else, because if we can increase the speed to code, we can increase the speed at which we can improve AI. While we predominantly talk about software engineering as being automated by AI, the truth is all workflows will be impacted by AI over the next 5 years. The end game here is that because AI makes many tasks much easier to do, coding, market research, data analysis, and more, it now becomes feasible for one person to do all of them. Ultimately, this means that we're going to see current roles like software engineering, product management, data science, and more all come together into one singular role. A team made up of 3 or 4 people that can do all of these things could effectively replace what current teams of 20 or more people are doing, and move faster at the same time. We're already kind of seeing this a little bit with top AI labs like Anthropic calling their employees members of technical staff, which is basically just a catch-all for all technical work, like we're talking about. And crucially, I believe this endgame favors engineers. Currently, AI can write good code about 80% of the time. And while this will eventually get better and better and grow to 99%, it is really difficult to say that we, with 100% certainty, will trust AI to output the exact code we want every single time we prompt it. This fundamentally means that a human is required in the loop for all technical implementations. And especially as AI takes the menial work away, like typing out code yourself, more and more of the technical work that humans have to do will shift to complex tasks like problem solving and system design. And in my opinion, it is harder for non-engineers to learn the technical skills needed than it is for engineers to learn the other domains like product and data. So with all of that in mind, these are the 5 action items that I would recommend if you want to not only survive, but excel during the AI era. The first one is to become very deep or an expert at one particular thing. AI was trained on the internet, so by its very nature, it will be a better generalist than anyone will ever be. But in highly specific problem spaces, emerging technologies, or even just high-stakes decisions, AI does not have the training data, nor does it have the confidence required to make the proper decisions. This is where somebody who is an expert becomes irreplaceable. Now you're in the perfect spot. You don't have to do the day-to-day work like writing the code, but instead you can focus your time on the things that AI can't do, like making tough decisions about what problems to solve because you're the expert who knows best. In terms of what to become an expert at, there are tons of domains, and that's kind of beyond the scope of this video. As a way to get started though, I recommend taking a look at things on your team, or if you're unemployed, things you're interested in, and seeing which things do not have experts. If there's an important area that does not have an expert, you should do everything you can to become this person because then you will become irreplaceable. Now, to support your expertise, you need to be well-rounded across all the other domains. Product thinking, business context, communication, all of the adjacent skills that allow you to work without needing a full team around you. You don't even need to do this work. You can leverage the fact that AI can do it for you as long as you have enough knowledge to know what to assign it. This setup of being an expert at one area and competent across every other domain actually has a name, and it's called being a T-shaped engineer. These are the exact types of engineers that won't just survive in the AI era, but will actually see more success than ever before. Now, with the ideal engineering build defined, the next most important thing that you should do is become a power user of AI. This doesn't just mean knowing how to write a good prompt, because honestly, that's table stakes at this point. Currently, power users have set up full orchestration systems to manage multiple agents and even sub-agents all at once. As time goes on, the most effective AI tooling will change, and you need to stay on top of it as an AI power user so that your productivity is always in the top percentile. This actually flows seamlessly into the fourth thing, which is that you need to be a self-starter. This is probably the most important non-technical skill of the next decade. You have to be able to independently stay on top of AI developments, find new problems to solve, and drive changes on your own. Things are moving so fast right now that if you're expecting to be handheld, you're going to be left behind. Some of the most impressive engineers I've ever worked with are great just because they're really great at this one skill. In fact, I've seen engineers get told to work on a new domain, and in that same day, they're already getting contributions out the door just because of how fast they were able to get themselves up to speed on what's going on. And lastly, beyond just being a self-starter, all soft skills are going to matter more as AI starts to take over the technical skills. The biggest thing that AI cannot replace is your relationship with others. Your peers, your managers, your clients if you have them. While there's tons of soft skills that matter, the most important ones in my opinion are communication and leadership. It's often hard for us as humans to identify the soft skills that we're not good at, and this is actually a defense mechanism by our brains. If you want to improve your soft skills, you need to go ask people that you work with, like your peers or even your manager, for feedback. However, keep in mind that people often hesitate to give feedback on these things because these things are more behavioral and people can see them as attacks. So you need to make sure that you approach it very open-minded and give them reassurance that no matter what they tell you, you'll take it with an open mind and not be offended. As engineers, we spend so much time working on our technical skills, but I do think it's kind of a shame that we don't spend enough time working on our soft skills, and this is something that I think everyone should be prioritizing, especially over the next 10 years. Engineers that meet all 5 of these things are going to be the ones that see the most success over the next decade. That's all I have on this topic for today. Hopefully my perspectives and opinions were interesting. Comment below some of the ways that you're trying to survive in the AI era. I'd love to hear what other people have tried and found successful, or things you've tried that haven't worked as well. Also, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.